Namaste everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for Virgo ascendants as to how Rahu's and Ketu's transit is going to affect them. Okay, so before we go ahead, if you guys are new to my channel, please hit the bell icon and subscribe my channel. Also, if you guys would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link below in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the readings and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Apart from this, I also have foundational course and Prashna seminar available under the course section at the same link, right? So I have also done the introductory videos on Rahu's transit in the sign of Aquarius and Ketu's transit in the sign of Leo, and also the Muhurta chart explaining the theme of this particular transit. You can watch that first and then come back to this video to get better insights. So if you are a Virgo ascendant or a Virgo moon, then this video is all you need to hear. One thing I would like to tell before we start with the explanation is that whenever we talk about the transit of the nodes of the moon, which is Rahu and Ketu, we always refer to the Chandra chart or the moon chart first, and then we refer to the ascendant chart or the Lagna chart. That is because Rahu and Ketu are the nodes of the moon. The movement of Rahu and Ketu happens from the moon. It's more effective from the moon. Now, is this the meaning that from the ascendant it would not matter? Absolutely not. Both of the charts are equally important. Okay? So, for a Virgo individual, Rahu has come into their sixth house and Ketu has come into their 12th house. So, this transition actually, I feel that Virgos must have been feeling a lot lighter than before. Because definitely you had Ketu in your ascendant, you had Rahu in your seventh house. So it has been a turbulent 18 months, previous 18 months. Rahu and Ketu are going to transit for 18 months. They have already made the transit in the month of May, and they are going to stay in your sixth and 12th axis for another 18 months. But always once Rahu and Ketu move away from the 1 and 7 axis, they give you better results because now you have fulfilled your karma related to yourself and your interaction with other people. Now you have different karma to play out. I always say that the transit of Rahu and Ketu is extremely important and rather the most important transit, even more than Jupiter's and Saturn's. That is because Rahu and Ketu form a karmic loop. Whenever they get activated, whenever they transit in any two houses, they are going to bring those two houses into light for the 18 months. You go back and forth in between those two houses. That's why you would feel the most of the results are related to these two houses. They become extremely important for you. Okay, so sixth house and the 12th house, it's all about work life, spirituality. So this is the time when you would feel, I think my camera is a little blur. Let me check. Okay. So this is the time when you will be very much involved into your work life. Along with that, you will have to be involved to your spirituality. Sixth house is the house of your daily routine, your competition, your enemies, your competitors, any competitive exams that you do. It is the house of visa applications, legal matters. It is the house of obstacles. It's the house of your colleagues. It's the house of your workplace, what you do daily. It is also the house of your health. It is the house of your nutrition, how good your immunity is, how good your nutrition is. It also represents the disputes of your marriage, and disputes and obstacles that you overall have in your life. On the other hand, sixth house is also about your pets, right? I remember I had Jupiter in my, just a second. Now the 12th, just a second. Now the 12th house. 12th house is our subconscious mind. It is the house of isolated places. It's the house of hospitals. It's the house of foreign lands, your subconscious mind as to what you think, how you intuitively feel. This is the house of your expenses, expenditure, even your losses. This house gets you interacted with the foreign things, right? This is the house which makes you inclined towards your inbuilt talents also. 12th house is the house of your bed pleasures. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu coming into the 6th and 12th axis simply means that this axis is going to be highly activated for 18 months, and you are going to receive karmas related to this particular houses. Now, let's just quickly get into the explanation. Okay, yeah. So here we go. So this is a Virgo ascendant, right? Now we have Rahu's transit here. Along with that, we have Saturn's transit here. Then we have Ketu. When it comes to relationships, this time can be a timeline where your relationships can get activated. At the same time, this time is a bit complicated for your relationships or for your marriage. Because Saturn being in the 7th house, right? At the same time, when Rahu is in the 6th house, initiates conflicts or obstacles. This is the house which, when with Rahu's presence, is definitely going to make you quite occupied with work and with your career. But knowingly, unknowingly, you will make enemies, or you will have hidden enemies or hidden competition. Rahu in the 6th house also gives you issues with your health, specifically your digestion. Because 6th house is the house of your digestion. It is the house which is, sorry, responsible for your stone issues when there is an influence of Saturn and Rahu. So specifically when Saturn goes retrograde, during this Rahu's transit, you will have to significantly take care of your health, especially in the digestion area, and also with the stones as well. I've seen that happening many times for people. But this also shows that because of your workaholic nature, because of your nature where you want to just fulfill your desires, you want to work towards your desires, there can be distance created with your spouse, distance created within your partnerships or your marriage. This could even give you the possibility of having problems with within a partnership business. Okay, Rahu coming into the sixth house obsesses you towards the idea of the sixth house. But it's not, see, when we say that Rahu is obsession and Ketu is detachment, this is actually about the end result of these planets. It means that wherever Rahu is, first you are going to, start. Whenever this transit happens, you are going to start in a very free way with this house, and you are going to feel more attached towards the 12th house where Ketu is. But then slowly and steadily, you are going to start getting your karma, and by getting that karma as a part of the lesson, you're going to start attaching yourself to the sixth house and start detaching yourself from the 12th house. But definitely at the same time, you are high on intuition. You will develop a very philosophical approach or a very spiritual approach when it comes to your sexual intimacy. Okay? Because Ketu coming into the 12th house in the sign of Leo, this is restricting your playfulness. This is restricting your casuality with your romances, with your sexual encounters. This Ketu wants you to have sexual relationships as the catalyst for you to lead towards spirituality. You would want to isolate yourself. You would want to have your solo time, or you would want to travel to places which makes you feel that either you are close to the nature, you are close to your ancestors, because this is the sign of Leo, or you are in an isolate space where you are just enjoying yourself. You will feel in peace when you are sitting alone, you're doing something alone in your room or in a very comfortable space. This also makes you lead into research, because 12th house is one of the moksha houses which holds the information, the in-depth information. And Ketu coming into it, you're going deep and deep into information. You will learn a lot about your mythology and spiritual studies. This could even make you visit hospitals. Now, are you going to visit the hospital for someone else, or you're going to visit hospital for yourself? That depends. Okay, that depends on what planetary placements do you have, what planets are getting activated. Okay, so your loop for these 18 months is all about your work life and your freedom, because 12th house is also the house where you want to set yourself free. Although this is also the house which restricts you at the most. This is a house which gives you the pressure of responsibility, and which also sets your beliefs. Okay, so your life for 18 months is going to be all about work, obsessed with work, running away from work and everything. Obsessed with work, obsessed with, getting done with the competition, getting done with the obstacles, then running away from it. So it is going to be quite of a dual situation that you're going to experience. Okay, so let's go on to the aspects. So when we talk about aspects, the fifth aspect of Rahu is going to be on the 10th house. Now, it stopped working. Yeah. Okay, on the sign of Gemini. So fifth aspect on the 10th house of Rahu means you would want to rebel anyone who sets an authority over you. But of course, you are going to learn where you need to put your authority, where you do not need to put your authority. That is your lesson that you are going to learn. So you learn basically from the society. You rebel against the authority that anyone puts over you within either your career or anyone that you interact with. So this makes you a person also who involves or gets innovation with his or her career. You would want to have a good authority, you would want to have something bigger with your career. So that's why there is transformation in regards to your career. And also, one thing I forgot to tell is wherever Rahu and Ketu transit, they bring in very significant transformation regarding those houses. So, the way you handle disputes, the way you handle conflicts, that is going to change because of Rahu. You're going to become more independent, you're going to become more manipulative with handling disputes. And suddenly, for this time, you will get that expertise within you to how to handle disputes. When it's about Ketu in the 12th house is going to transform the way you believe, the way you react, the way you subconsciously feel, and the way you connect, the way you isolate yourself. Everything is going to change, and that is going to lead you towards spirituality. So that talks about spiritual growth. Rahu talks about growth in general, in regards of worldly matters. Fifth aspect of Rahu on the 10th house would want you to have some significant change within your career. So, and for that, you are going to learn. For that, you are going to not just learn from your experiences, but also learn with the knowledge. You're going to try to learn through the knowledge, and you're going to learn very different set of skills, very unusual and unconventional set of skills. Right, this also can, for some people, only if there is involvement of Venus or there is involvement of maybe Mars. This could even, from Rahu, trying to Rahu, if there are certain planets, it could also give you a love encounter within your workspace, because something unusual has to happen within your life. It has to happen within your workspace as well. Okay, now the ninth aspect. The ninth aspect. So I did the mistake in the video of Libra, and I got the ninth aspect on the second house. It was actually about the Virgo individuals, but I did that in Libra. Okay, so yeah. So now Rahu's ninth aspect on the second house can give you a sense of retaliation with the family. For some reason, you would just feel that I have the need to rebel the family or the family individuals. So your relationship with the family will need to be balanced by the end of this transit. This Rahu's ninth aspect on the second house is basically going to ask you to have a very philosophical approach towards your communication, towards your relationship with the family. This wants you to balance your relationship with the family, but the balance that is going to come in is going to come in a very different way. So ninth aspect of Rahu, see, naturally the ninth aspect of any planet talks about the fortune of that planet, and it even works with Rahu. But Rahu is an unconventional, node of the moon, so it brings in something unusual. So you may also gain money from something unconventional. By follow something unconventional, or just, you get an idea related to some very unorthodox, unconventional business, and you took up a loan for that, and you have started your business, and you're getting your income from that. Rahu also creates secrecy. So, for the fifth aspect, it creates your secret authority, or you have secrets related to the government, related to the authority, or related to your bosses, related to your workspace that you have within yourself. When Rahu's ninth aspect is on the second house, it is that you talk about the secrets, or you hold secrets of the family, and you rebel against them, or something related to the finances or family has to happen in a very secretive manner. Okay, that is something this Rahu's ninth aspect is going to create, right? Now, Rahu's ninth aspect also would expand your finances. So, of course, if you'll be working really, really hard, you would want to also expand your finances. You would actually eventually end up expanding your finances. Right? So, this is the time when you're very focused on your work, on your finances, and on the also on balancing the relationship with your family, but that too in an unusual way, right? This could also be a time when you would also have time of enjoyment, like you indulge into a good lifestyle, you enhance your lifestyle. I've seen this many times. Whenever Rahu comes into the Artha houses, and also it comes trine to the Artha houses, it increases your lifestyle. It gives you that kind of money that you enhance your existing lifestyle. Okay, now Ketu. So, Ketu coming into the 12th house, its fifth aspect is going to be on one of the other moksha houses, which is the fourth house. So, fifth aspect on the fourth house means that you would naturally be blessed with comforts. You will naturally be blessed with happiness. But this is the time where you will have the happiness, but you would feel granted towards those happiness. You would still feel that there is some emptiness, there is something missing within this. That is the how Ketu creates the dissatisfaction. This can even make you go away from your home, or feel detached emotionally from the home. This is the fifth aspect of Ketu over the over the fourth house. Right? I heard somewhere that Ketu is like uncalled blessing. You do not desire to have that blessing, but you eventually will have that blessing in your life. Right? So that is something this Ketu is going to create. Ketu's fifth aspect also talks about your confidence, your build up. So this Ketu's transit basically is going to challenge your confidence, challenge your self-esteem, and it is going to make you feel that I first want to go into my cocoon. I want to build myself up. I want to build my skills up, and then present my knowledge. So you might be very research oriented. You might be like, first I need to go to the through the background stuff and then go in the front. That is what Ketu creates here. Okay, so Ketu's fifth aspect, since it is, the fifth aspect is the Purva Punya Bhava, it's the past life good deeds. So, fifth from Ketu, you are going to receive the fruits of your past life. And those fruits are going to be uncalled for. This can detach you, this can make you go away or move away from your homeland as well. Right? Now, the ninth aspect. So, ninth aspect is going to come on the eighth house. This can make you have a very philosophical approach, or do you learn from your in-laws, or your relationship with your in-laws, or the suddenness of your life. There could be sudden things that can happen within your life. And the moment those sudden things are going to happen, you're just going to blend in within that change. This is what the Ketu's aspects talk about, that you just would not feel a significant change. This is basically giving you the power to digest so many things. This is giving you the power to, adjust with so many things. This can also bring in a significant change within your residence. So that's why I'm all the time talking about travel, talking about shifting residence, or talking about thinking of going to a distance for your work, job, or even your studies. Okay. So Ketu's ninth aspect is activating the eighth house. It is going to involve you much into research. It is going to give you, make your personality have some sort of secrecy and be isolated. You would want to spend your alone time. This also activates suddenness of your life. This also activates sudden events in your life. Because of those sudden events, you're going to feel detached. You're going to incline towards spirituality. It can even make you detached from your in-laws. It can even but it would show that there can be a significant, thing that you can experience, as in that they have different set of religious views and you have different set of religious views, and this is your time where you manage both those views together, where you work on those suddenness, those rigidity altogether. Okay, so that's what we know about the transit, sorry, about the um aspects of this transit. I don't know, but my mind is jumbling right now, to be honest. I'm saying a lot of things, but in my mind, there's something else going on. So now let's quickly go over the planets before I lose my mind. So now we have Sun. Sun being the lord of your 12th house, if it is in the 6th house, it would give you some retaliation with your relatives. It could bring in explosive ego, right, in regards to your uh, career. You would feel the urge to dominate your career environment, to be very particular of your career environment. This definitely is a time which is going to transform your ego. It is going to transform your self-esteem. It is going to transform how you connect with people, how you connect with people within your workspace. You may also lead yourself into conflicts because of your ego or because of your overblown arrogance. So this is something you need to take care of. The second thing that I see here is that, this Sun being the 12th lord coming into the 6th house, there could be a significant expenditure that you have to take. Maybe for travel, maybe for shifting your residence, or you want a loan for starting a business. A significant expenditure, which would be like a royal expenditure or royal debt that you'll have to take in because of a significant expenditure that you'll have to do, right? Sun coming into the 6th house also gives ego battles with the relatives, or the colleagues. So Rahu coming over it shows that you are going to have those conflicts right now. You have been a person who has been very introvert and who has had problems with expressing their their disagreement or their opinion in front of relatives or within their workspace. But now Rahu will give you that power that now you need to speak up. Now it's not the time for you to be introvert anymore. It is your time where you speak up, where you talk about what your opinions are and what wrongfully is happening there. This could also make you a bit shady with your conflicts, that you may be the reason who is bringing in conflicts within your workspace or within your partnerships as well, within your life as well. If this if this sun is in the 12th house, that is the 12th lord within the 12th house, Ketu is coming over it, you will feel very low on your confidence. You will doubt your self-esteem. You're going to doubt your self-worth. And this doubt is going to be sorry, the catalyst to grow you towards something that is meant for you, to make you grow towards your personality uh, growth, your personality refinement. You might also, just isolate yourself, be very much involved into research, into studies. Maybe this is the time you enter the college, or you enter your, exam, your a competitive exam, and you will have to deal with it. So that is something it causes. It also can detach you from your father, right? It can make you travel overseas. It can make it give you difficulty initially. Once you travel overseas, it will make you crunch your, it will give you circumstances, but your ego is going to be crunched, especially if you're away from your home. Then you're going to feel the intensity of this particular transit more. Now, next, if we have moon. So if we have moon, that becomes the lord of the 11th house. At coming into the 6th house, this means that your enemies actually come towards you and make you gain. Or it talks about that you are going to gain from your social circle, but at the same time, be much, much aware of any negativity that comes from your social circle. You need to refine, actually, just one second. So I don't know how much interruptions I'm going to have in this. Okay, so one thing before I move ahead, I would like to say, I think Virgos are definitely going to have so many obstacles. They are going to have delays, because ever since I have started with this video, I think this has been almost fifth or sixth time that I had to pause this video. One or the other person is just coming banging on my door. They're not intentionally doing that. Like right now, just something fell off from the hand of my maid, and that went over my door, and I'm wearing noise cancellation AirPods. I'm not supposed to listen to that, but that was so loud that I was interrupted. And before that, my maid came in. Then before that, my mother-in-law came in. So everyone is just, and before that, my big mother-in-law, like my dadi-in-law, came in, and she was at the door. So I think there are a lot of interruptions, and all these interruptions are from a female. So I do think this is some kind of omen that I'm getting for Virgos specifically, with their Rahu and Ketu transit. Be aware of female interruptions. Okay. I'm not saying they were interrupting me, but this is kind of an omen, and that's my interpretation to it. Okay. So coming back to the moon, and we are talking about moon. Definitely, it has to be moon like people. It was all the mothers, it was all, maid, the provider, you know so for the people who have moon in the, suppose in the 6th house, Rahu coming over it, it means your emotions are going to be amplified, and you are going to feel very conflicted. You're going to have that sense of perfection. You want everything perfected. You definitely will have a lot of work. You will be busy, you will be workaholic, you will have so much of work. At the same time, you'll be having debts that you have to take care of, right? You will be having complications, or obstacles with your relatives, right? And you are going to feel rebel towards your relatives and towards the unconventional ways of doing things. In your routine repetitive, you can even face some sort of problems with your health also, and you will feel very scared about it. But these problems are going to be very minute day-to-day problems, like having a cold, catching a cold, having cough, things like that. That is going to be the situation. but you will feel fearful about it because you also have the last phase of your Sarasati, then you have Rahu over your moon. So this is a complicated situation when it comes to your emotional health and your emotions. Okay. So if moon is in the 12th house, being the 11th lord, that means your recognition and your friend circles are going abroad, are going away from you, are going to the house of loss or the house of foreign lands. So sorry. So this means, Ketu coming over your 11th house means that you will get unasked recognition from foreign lands based on your creation, based on your research, based on your creativity. Right? So that's what this Ketu coming over moon would do, but it definitely would make you very, very spiritual. It is going to make you understand how to analyze the psychology of other people. So you're going to be better at dealing and understanding the motives of other individuals. You will also feel high on intuition, and your intuition is going to be like all over the place. You're going to have a very intuitive time, but definitely the way you connect emotionally in your relationships, in your life, sorry, that is going to significantly change for you. Okay, so this is a emotional transformation you're going to go ahead with. Now, next we have Jupiter. So suppose your Jupiter is in the 6th house over, sorry, and Rahu comes over it. It is the lord of your 4th and the 7th house, and it is coming into the 6th house. There can be conflicts because of the mother and the spouse altogether. Rahu coming over it is like that you will follow a very unorthodox, unconventional approach towards such disputes. You will get wisdom from your encounters, from your obstacles, from your disputes, either with the relatives or within your home or within your partnerships or your relationships. But this definitely is a time where you will have to deal with the conflicts. You cannot ignore them anymore. You cannot run away from them anymore. You will have to deal with it. It also means that you might want to buy a car or a vehicle, and for that, you might take on a loan or you might take a significant expenditure. This is also a time where you would have to get your loans done or repay your other loans. It is also the time of activation of the loans, and it is also the time of you fulfilling your loans as well. Okay, now come in 4th and 7th lord coming into the 6th house also gives you conflicts within the marriage, right? It will make you very rigid with your approach when it comes to handling the conflicts. So you will have to be very patient, and communication is going to be the key that you encounter, and you deal with the conflicts of your life, and especially for your marriage, right? And at the same time, your spouse or your partner would also feel very overblown with their wisdom and with their beliefs. That would be one of the reasons of the conflicts or lack of similar opinions between you and your spouse. Now, next, if Jupiter goes in your if it is already placed in your 12th house, so your 4th and your 7th lord is going into the 12th house and Ketu is coming over it, there can be a distance, a significant distance that can be caused with the spouse. You can move away from the spouse and from the home environment, and you can travel at a distance. It could be that first you go, then you call your spouse, or your spouse goes and then you go behind them. That is going to be some of the situation that might arise. This would definitely create a detachment within your home space. You would want to detach from the home space. You would want to be isolated in your own space. You would want to detach away from the spouse as well. because this is the time where you are trying to find yourself, you're trying to find your wisdom, you're trying to find your positivity, your optimism through isolating yourself or through spiritually connecting yourself. This would either take you physically away, if Mercury is also somewhere involved with the is trine or is placed together with Rahu and Ketu in the transit, or it would be that internally with your thoughts, with your connection, you feel detached. But this would make you sacrifice something either for your mother or for your spouse, or it would make you sacrifice them, you travel and you just have distance from them, so there's going to be depart from them. Okay, but this is a very, very learning experience. This is a time which is associated for you to learn the wisdom of life, learn what the practical life is about. Okay, now next we have Venus. So with Venus is the lord of the second house and the ninth house coming into the sixth house. This is actually a good dhan yog. If we talk about it, it is the lord of the second and ninth going into the sixth house. And Rahu is basically activating this dhan yog. It will give you heavy expenditures, but it will give you enough money to do that expenditure. This is not the best time for your relationships. You definitely either if you are unmarried, you will have relationship within your workspace. If you are married, even then you are going to have relationship within your workspace. This is not a healthy time when we talk about one's relationship, one's marriage. It might activate marriage for you, but it would, or with marriage, it would also create obstacles for you. It would bring in complications within the marriage. Although you would feel that you have gotten a burst or explosion of finances or assets, and you would feel that you are being fortunate with this. You're working towards your fortune, and you are, that's why you are also going to enhance your lifestyle. You would want to have a very enjoyable time, whether you are going to have that with your married partner, with your girlfriend, boyfriend, or you are going to have that with someone else. This could even make you have your encounters with foreign individuals through work. But this definitely is going to change your perspective when it comes to your how you interact within love and relationships. It is going to make you rebel from love and relationships, and you might also be the one to break up. Another thing, if this Venus, being the lord of the second and the ninth house, goes into the 12th house, you make a significant expenditure, a royal expenditure you make. For that, you might also take the help of someone from the family or someone from the relatives, or maybe your father. Ketu coming over Venus in your 12th house detaches you from the idea of having love to be a casual thing or just being solely about pleasure. Definitely, this individual is going to have sexual encounter in either within your workspace or with someone who is an authoritative figure and who is maybe your boss, or maybe she is a married woman, or he is a married man. You might have an affair with such an individual, and that affair is going to lead you towards your spiritual growth, because once you disconnect from that particular individual, or once you get your heart broken from that particular individual, or you get heartbroken by detaching yourself from that individual, because maybe your spouse gets to know that, maybe their spouse gets to know that, then you are going to lead yourself towards spirituality. You're going to lead yourself towards having that transformation with your love encounters. The way you connect with love, the way you feel you love someone, that is going to change drastically. And when Ketu comes over Venus in the moksha houses, you just feel drained in your emotions. You just feel drained deeply. You become vulnerable. You just lose yourself into that relationship during that time. So save yourself from that. Spirituality is one of the things you can follow. Meditation is something you can do to clear up your mind. Okay. Now, next we have Mars. So if Mars is in your sixth house, that turns out to be the lord of your third and your eighth house. This definitely can give you complications with health and even complications with your job. There can be a sudden change within your job. Suddenly you'll have to take up another job, or you have to shift from your current job. Suddenly you'll have to do something, you know, like this is a time where you will get, trust me, very sudden events, very unexpected things you're going to get. Nothing is going to go as per the plans. And also, this shows that you are going to feel quite frustrated when it comes to your job situation, your workplace, or your assets. You may also utilize your joint assets so as to either pay off your debts, or so as to get, do something, so as to make a business idea into play. Okay, this is also a time where you can experience problems because of, or problems with your relatives, with your extended family, or with your maternal side of the family. This also means, with Mars in the 6,000, Rahu over this can also give you health complications for which you might have to visit the doctor, you might have to get it treated, you might have to have regular medicines for that. You will want to provide and manage the finances and provide the family. But for some reason, it is going to be like, because of Rahu's transit over Mars, that you are providing this much, but you are saying that you're providing this much. So it's like boasting about your provision. That's what it shows. And this could actually lead you into conflicts and into problems. Okay. So now, if this Mars is in the 12th house instead, this is the lord of the third and the eighth house. Suddenly, you can have sudden changes within your mindset. You can have sudden changes. Now, Ketu coming over your Mars, this is basically cutting your energy into two halves, or it's just simply cutting your energy. It means that you will have to be occupied a lot into certain matters. Like, you will be very occupied, you will be working a lot. This also means that you are going to feel detached with your subconscious mind. You are going to dive towards spirituality. This can even make you go to hospital, to clinics, to so as to treat something. This can even give you surgery. This can even play with your subconscious mind, give you, some sort of fears. But this is also going to give you the energy to fight your fears, to have immense courage within your subconscious mind. This can be a difficult time. It can be a difficult time because Ketu is actually activating the third and the eighth house. It is going to be difficult with your mindset. It is going to be difficult in terms of your emotions and your emotional well-being. This could even detach you from the joint assets with your spouse. You may sell those joint assets. You may utilize those assets, or it would even show that you are putting a contribution in joint assets after after selling something else. Something like that could happen. Okay. So, Ketu coming over Mars in the 12th house will also make you drive a lot, but I would specifically say that you need to be careful with your driving. You need to be careful with your vehicles, and especially you need to be careful with your assumptuous mind and fearful mind here. Okay. So next we have Mercury. So if Mercury is in the 6th house, it is the lord of your first and the 10th house. There's a significant change that is going to happen within your health and within your career. You would want to do multiple things as a part of your career. This can even start anxiety. This can overly exhaust your mind, your intellect. You will also feel fearful, you will feel anxious, you will feel that you're having panic attacks because Rahu basically corrupts Mercury, your nervous system when it comes over Mercury. It gives you transformation with the way you speak. Somehow your communication is going to land you into disputes, because of which this Rahu is now here to actually going to give you disputes, but in order to change you, in order to give you that understanding that how you need to use your communication to get your benefits, or how do you need to use your communication so as to deal with certain things, certain conflicts and obstacles within your life, right? This is a time where your career is going to feel a significant change. There is going to be a significant change. You're going to start learning something new so as to do your career within that. If you are going for a competitive exam, this can even disturb your mind within the competitive exam, right? But it can give you learning as well. It can give you that sharp mind, a sharp, intelligent mind as well. So it is good for logical thinking. This Rahu coming over Mercury. This Rahu coming over Mercury would also mean that you're getting a loan for some technology you want to purchase, or you're just having that urge to learn about marketing. Now, Mercury going into the 12th house, the lord of the first and 10th going into the 12th house, that means your career has to have a good transformation. This also would work on your health. You will have to visit the hospitals, you will have to visit far distance place, and the moment your health gets affected because of this Ketu, that is a moment when the turnaround with your career is going to happen, right? Sorry. Sorry, I don't know why I'm feeling so sleepy while I'm making this video. There has to be something, with the Virgos. There has to be something negative energy with this Virgo, right? So I would suggest you guys to heal yourself before you go into anything new, any new friendships, any new partnerships, any new career. Just cleanse your energy, because I am getting, we certainly believe that whenever we have so much of yawning while predicting in astrology, that means there is some negativity attached to certain charts. So that's why just cleanse yourself, just meditate on it. I think there has been too much negativity around you. You just have to cleanse it. So Mercury in the 12th house makes you learn a lot. It makes you do a lot of paperwork. So you'll be researching, you might be going for your PhD, you might be learning a lot, you might be having transformation within your career, definitely. This also gives you karma and transformation the way you youthfully and childlikely you connect within your playfully, you connect within your sexual encounters. So it is going to give you the karma related to that. It also will make you research a lot and be involved so much into research and technology. Now, next we have Saturn. So Saturn being in the 6th house, it is the lord of the 5th house. This will make you be conflicted with your mind. There can be a lot of obsession that would come around. This can also be a situation where you can land yourself into conflicts within your partnership or within your marriage because of your own decisions, your own mindset. This is the time where you will require to suppress your debts and suppress your suppress your conflicts, right? Saturn, Rahu coming over Saturn makes you actually take on a significant debt that is like you are gathering on investors to start something. So that is a kind of a situation I see for Virgo ascendants with Saturn in the sixth house. It can give you complications or make you a total rebel against your relatives, against your workspace. You would feel the urge to run away from your work or run away from your daily routine. This would give you the urge to balance your routine, follow a disciplined routine. The more disciplined you are, the more things are going to get better. And the more difficult right now with the Rahu's transit is to maintain a healthy routine. But definitely that is needed, or else your health is going to get affected, is going to get compromised. Rahu coming over Sun in the sixth house also gives you the the it gives it makes you deal with your hidden enemies. It makes you, and at that point, you don't need to react. You don't need to fight back, because naturally Saturn and Rahu both are going to suppress it. Rather, they are going to make you learn that how to handle such deceptive people when it comes to career, when it comes to career politics, or when it comes to your life in general, when it comes to the political relatives, political side of the family. Right now, if suppose Saturn is in the 12th house, so if Saturn is in the 12th house for you and Ketu is coming over it, your fifth and sixth lords are coming over the 12th house. This means that Ketu is basically going to detach you from romance. It is going to bring in conflicts and judgment for you. There is going to be responsibilities that that are over your head, and you will get the heaviness of it, but you will get an opportunity to divide those responsibilities, to cut down short those responsibilities. But of course, when it's about your reactions can be very, very huge. You will have to take care of your reactions and your digestive system, or for that, you might have to visit hospital either to get your psychic, get your psychology on track, or to get your health on track. But this definitely can affect your health. All you need to do is you need to relax yourself. You need to have limited reactions. Just do not react out of impulse. That is very, very extremely important for you. Also, do not invest into shares, speculations, because I think that somehow is going to affect your expenses and going to give you losses. Even this also shows when it comes to work, there might be a gap. There might be a situation where you'll have to take off from your work for some time. Okay, this is a time where Ketu is going to refine the way you do your seva, the way you provide, the way you work hard. So this is the time when you will, for at some moment, you will feel that I don't want to work hard. I just want to set myself free. That is going to be the kind of situation that is going to arise. Now, next is Rahu and Ketu. So if you have Rahu and Ketu axis in the sixth and 12th, as in Rahu is in the sixth house and Ketu is in the 12th house, that means that the effect of this loop between your expenses, debts, your losses, and your competition, you being heavy on the competition and everything, your enemies, your secretive enemies, your isolation, your health, all of these things are going to come into play significantly for these 18 months, and you will have to deal with it. You will have to deal with all of these things all together between these 18 months, and the effects are going to be very intense for you. You will have to fight a very tight competition. You will be very much involved in work. Your karma is to deal with the conflicts and know and learn how to deal with the conflicts. On the other hand, you will feel very spiritual. You'll detach yourself from a rigid thinking, and you will go towards, spirituality and spiritually transforming yourself. And if you have the reverse situation, if Ketu is already in the sixth house and Rahu is coming over it, now it means that earlier you had a situation where you totally shut down whenever you have a conflict. You either you actually are very competitive when it comes to competition, but on the other hand, you also try to run away from obstacles in competition. Now, this Rahu coming over it is going to make you acknowledge that, make you work around with that in a very manipulative and diplomatic way. Also, it would make you work on your health and on your routine life. It has to make you perfect in those regards. Okay. Now, next. Okay. ठीक है. हाँ हाँ चलो चलो. Yeah, so again, one more interruption. So, if suppose you already have Rahu in your 12th house and Ketu is coming over your Rahu, this means you have significant karma you have to deal with when it comes to your sexuality, your fears. This Ketu is going to make you more fearful with your sexual encounters, more fearful with love, more fearful with knowledge. Basically some example is coming into my mind. This is the chart of an individual who, when gets to learn about astrology, they do not know what to learn, what to not. They do not know that how much would be then apt information for them. Rather, they just dive deep into all kinds of research and then end up scaring themselves. And this also is a very typical time. This Rahu Ketu natal transit is not going to be easy for you. This is going to be significant. This is going to be very, very transformative. It is going to make you learn about the life lesson that you will have for life, that you would remember for life. So that the only thing that you can do is balance both the areas, balance your sixth house along with your 12th house, balance your work life and your health also. Give equivalent time to your career, equivalent time to your physical health. Give your equivalent time to your interactions with the society and equivalent time for your isolative self. Follow your passions, follow your hobbies, and that would actually act as a meditative retreat for you. It will act as a meditative thing for you. And definitely travel. The more you travel, the more you're going to feel at peace. Okay, so after so many interruptions, this video is finally done. So I hope this gives you good insights into this topic and for your next 18 months. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.